This example comes from the scenario where if we have a limit of only 10 million barrels of oil left, what happens if we're consuming 1 million barrels of oil today? When would we run out of oil? Would it be in 10 years? Well, this is going to show what happens, how prices are going to adjust such that we will not run out of a finite resource. So if we think about what the firm is doing, the firm is trying to maximize their present discounted value, which is equal to the price and quantity in the initial period, and that's your total revenue in the initial period, times a discounted price, that's the price and quantity from the first period. And so we can go forth and have this continue, delta squared, P2, Q2, and so on and so forth. So we can look at three different scenarios. So let's look at our first scenario, where the initial price is greater than the discounted future price. Well, if this is the case, then the firm would want to sell all oil or supply all their oil in T equals 0, and they won't save any for the next period. Well, that's not efficient in the sense that based off of that would assume that the equilibrium price would be infinite, which contradicts this assertion. So let's consider the second scenario in that the initial price is less than the future discounted price. Well, in that case is they would only supply oil in time period 1. And that's the same violation. And so from this we can assume that they're going to set price equal to in the initial period equal to the discounted price of the future period. And we can use this argument to say that PT plus 1 is equal to PT divided by delta for all T. And so that's helpful for us in that the prices will increase over time, and the closer that delta is to 0, the less firms value the future, and the faster the price will rise over time. So let's go back to our initial scenario right here. So what we have here is the quantity in time period T is equal to 1 million times PT minus 1. Well, we can use what we had right here to plug in, and then we can say that QT is equal to 1 million times delta to the tth power divided by P naught. And so that's going to be based off of the initial price. And so if firms are more patient, the amount of oil they supplied will fall at a faster rate. Okay, and as a result, they will never run out of oil. So if we think about, well, how do we then determine price, especially as a function of delta? We know that 1 million 1 over P naught plus 1 million delta over P naught plus 1 million delta squared over P naught, and we keep going. This is going to equal 10 million barrels. Well, given this equation, we can now factor out to get 1 million over P naught times 1 plus delta squared plus dot 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 is equal to 10 million. Well, that's just the geometric series, so therefore we get 1 million divided by P naught, 1 minus delta, is equal to 10 million. Now we can solve this in terms of P naught, and P naught is equal to 1 divided by 10, 1 minus delta. So the initial price is going to be a function of delta. And we can even ask ourselves, well, what happens to the change in price as delta changes? Well, we can take that derivative. It is negative 1 times 1 over 10, 1 minus delta squared times the derivative of the inside, which is negative 1, which is simply equal to 1 over 10, 1 minus delta squared, and this is positive. And so that tells us as delta increases, individuals are more patient, is the initial price will be higher. As delta decreases, the initial price will be lower. And so this is a way we can set up of a pricing model of a finite resource such that the price changes over time that ensures that we will not run out of the scarce resource.